Good morning and welcome to Wake Up Call and Happy Halloween.
I'm Malik Jackson.
And I'm Keely
We
McCormick.
have a lot of news for you today, some weather, and it's Halloween, so we'll of course have something for that. Today is October 31st, 2018.
And Wake Up Call starts right now.
Where am I? And welcome back to Wake Up Call. Let's get started with the news. A shooting over the weekend left 11 people dead and 6 injured at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh. Police got reports of shots fired in the middle of Saturday's service. The suspected gunman is 46-year-old Robert Bowers. CNN says Bowers made multiple anti-Semitic posts on social media in the past. He is now in custody and charged with 29 felony counts, including 11 counts of obstruction of exercise of religious beliefs. KUJH News reporter Grant DeMars spoke with members of the Chabad KU and says the Jewish community here in Lawrence is resilient.
Jewish organizations at KU joined forces to hold a prayer vigil last night in honor of those involved in the Pittsburgh shooting on Saturday. And while the weekend was filled with emotions, fear was not one of them.
The Jews don't run and Jews don't hide. When such a thing happens, we know we have to channel the tears into action.
Members of Chabad at KU set up a table on Wesco Beach today with one message in mind: love will always win.
We're stronger than hate. No one should be hated on.
The group has found several ways to cope in this emotional time. One way is through mitzvah, which means commandment. They write a pledge to do a good deed on this board to bring more light to the world. They also handed out arc-shaped piggy banks and encouraged people to fill them up with spare change and donate it to someone in need. The group is standing up to hate in another way by hanging mezuzah scrolls like this on their doors.
A beautiful Jewish tradition to place on our doorpost a scroll. And it's a biblical commandment, and that scroll reminds us of who we are and what our mandate is to make this world a better place.
And making the world a better place can start with a simple task.
Find a way to bring more light into this world. Maybe it's a tradition, maybe it's smiling to a stranger, maybe it's being there for another person. But if we work together, we could change the world for good.
On the KU campus, Grant DeMars, KUJH News.
Chabad KU plans on writing and sending letters of love to the synagogue in Pittsburgh later this week. And it's very sad that in 2018, we're still seeing attacks like that in the United States. The deadliest attack on Jewish Americans in United States history. So very, very troubling.
And the man suspected of sending 14 pipe bombs to Democrats appeared in court on Monday afternoon. He was formally read the charges and could face 5 federal charges and, if convicted, could spend up to 48 years in prison. Cesar Sayoc, the 56-year-old from Aventura, Florida, became emotional right before the trial with tears in his eyes and a red face. Sayoc's attorney says that he will plead not guilty, and as of Friday, officials said that they had intercepted 14 packages that Sayoc sent. Another identical package was sent to the CNN headquarters but was intercepted. Sayoc told investigators that the pipe bombs would not have hurt anyone. However, federal authorities say that the bombs were real. Sayoc is being held in Miami at a federal detention center.
That's the problem when you have the President of the United States making false claims and calling the media the enemy of the people, then things like that happens, and we wonder why this country's in a downward spiral. Moving on. Donald Trump again says he plans on ending birthright citizenship by executive order. Take a look.
Country in the world where a person comes in, has a baby, and the baby is essentially a citizen of the United States for 85 years with all of those benefits. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it has to end.
Citizenship is in the Constitution. It's the 14th Amendment, to be clear. And in order to amend the Constitution, you must get 2/3 votes in the House and the Senate and 2/3 of the state legislators. Paul Ryan, the Speaker of the House, who is also a Republican, said yesterday, quote, "You obviously cannot do that," end quote. As you saw in the clip, the president also made another false claim saying that we're the only country in the world that has birthright citizenship. Well, that's also false because there's 30 other countries that have that law, including our neighbor to the north, Canada.
And 3 siblings were killed and a 4th seriously injured when they were hit by a pickup truck while crossing the street to board a school bus. 11-year-old Maverick Lau had many broken bones. However, twin 6-year-old brothers Xavier and Mason Engel and their 9-year-old sister Olivia Stahl were killed in the accident in Indiana. Alyssa Shepard, the driver of the truck, was charged with 3 counts of reckless homicide and 1 misdemeanor count of disregarding a stop sign and causing injury. They attend Tippecanoe Valley High School, and the school tweeted saying they have deployed all school counselors to help with the emotional needs of families, students, and staff. And our hearts are with the families and that community during this hard time.
Of course. Moving along, a Donald Trump appointee is under investigation. Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke is being investigated for using his office for personal gain while in office. Zinke has faced other questions of ethics problems since he's been appointed in 2016. The secretary has not taken; those have not been taken up into investigation. But of course, they have been asked the questions. The Justice Department has not contacted Zinke yet, and the DOJ declined to comment on the story, as they often do when they open and they're in the process of investigating a matter.
And the Trump administration has sent more than 5,000 troops to the border to stop the caravan of migrants that are over 1,000 miles away and don't present a national security risk. With this deployment, we have more troops to stop migrants that are escaping places than they deem more dangerous than trekking thousands of miles than we do in some of the most combative war zones. These migrants have been described as, quote, invaders by the president.
And let's make it very clear that migrants, escaping a place that is dangerous, they, fear for their lives, are not invaders. They're not people that are trying to hurt this country. They're simply people who are trying to get a better life for themselves. And I read something, and it goes, you're going to have a mom from Honduras with flip-flops on and walking up ready to, get asylum in the U.S., and they're going to come across a troop with a big old gun. She's not an invader. And the fact that we have over 5,000 troops we're sending now and over 7,000 total at the border, and there's war zones that have less. It's striking. In a bizarre conspiracy that was ginned up by right-wing conspiracy theorist Jacob Wall and a company by the name of Surefire Intelligence, which has a number listed for the company, but if you call the number, the voicemail goes to Wall's mom. He tried to pay a woman to come forward and make false accusations against special counsel Robert Mueller. The plan was detected by several diligent reporters, and some of the women who were offered to make the false allegations came forward and reported them. The special counsel got word of this ploy and has referred the false accusations to the FBI. Ironically, the date that the false accusations apparently happened, Mr. Mueller was actually on jury duty. At least cross-check your sources. Come on now, Wall.
And Greg Orman, Kansas's independent candidate, his campaign treasurer resigned yesterday. Tim Owen is a former Republican state senator from Overland Park, and he announced his departure in a news release. And Owen endorsed Democrat Laura Kelly. Orman has been polling at around 10%, while Kelly and Kobach are in a tie. Tim Owen said he had to put Kansas first and that it is time to unite behind Senator Laura Kelly and to stop Chris Kobach.
Interesting decision a week away from the elections. You could have made that decision weeks ago, but he makes it with just 6 short days until we get to the midterm elections. Moving along, notorious Boston mob boss James Whitey Bulger was killed yesterday morning in West Virginia at the U.S. Penitentiary Hazleton. The 89-year-old was sentenced in 2013 for multiple crimes, including 11 murders, and he was serving the rest of his life in prison sentence. Whitey was found unresponsive at 8:20 a.m. and was pronounced dead after life-saving measures were unsuccessful.
That's right, and after the break, we'll be back with more news for you guys, plus a special taste test by none other than Malik. Stay tuned.
For students searching for a way to stay active in an outdoorsy way, the City of Lawrence has bike trails running in every direction, and with the new bike share program, we can stay in shape as we tour the sights of our beautiful city. Clinton Lake is only a short 30-minute bike ride away from Daisy Hill and has the most incredible sunset location in all of Lawrence. Walking campus may give you the KU calves, but biking can give you the KU thighs. Bike Lawrence today.
Welcome back to Wake Up Call. Now we're going to toss it over to our weather gal, Sal, to see what the weather's looking like this week.
Thank you so much, Keely. Happy Halloween, everyone. As you can see, the current temperatures behind me this morning are 60 degrees and a little cool winds from going 5 to 7 mile per hour winds. And there is a slight chance of rain, but the incoming clouds are going to be seen as they're going to be passing and building up around us. You'll see in the morning how it was a little chilly, but as the winds will calm down, you can see that the chance of precipitation will have developed later on after Halloween. And luckily, moving into tonight's forecast, the predicted temperatures are going to be 36 degrees with southeast winds coming and with a cool chill. So it'll be partially cloudy with moderate humidity. The humidity won't be too bad, but it still will be a little chilly. You might want to be staying warm because it'll feel like 42, but the temperatures will be colder than it actually feels outside against the low winds. And so, as always, stay safe, stay visible, and have a good Halloween in all your costumes. For a quick little recap over October, since it is the last day moving into November 1st tomorrow, here's some beautiful images over the stadium and here apartments on Indiana Street. And you can see the beautiful fall trees right behind in the stadium on Mississippi, and it's a great day to be a Jayhawk with the fall. And so moving into this extended forecast, starting with tomorrow, it'll be partly sunny and 61, dropping down to 36 degrees. The incoming cloud breeze will be following Friday. And luckily that Kansas is one of the only states and below have rain for trick-or-treaters tonight. So we got really lucky with that. And so the incoming clouds on Friday will show the chance of PM showers on Saturday for the game. There is going to be a little sunshine, but the showers are going to come through scattered storms in the afternoon, most likely by game time. And so on Sunday, more passing storms, and then Monday is going to be a gloomy, gloomy, cloudy day for Monday, dropping down to the 40s for the low temperature. And to end with Weather Gal Sal, I have not a Halloween costume, but this is the Halloween costume. This is the same year my mom put me. This is not a Halloween costume, but I thought it was. I cried all the way to class, the whole way to class. Second grade year photos, missing 2 front teeth, still cried in this outfit, had those itchy socks with the little puffballs, and it's definitely one of my scariest costumes I've ever had. So, love you, Mama. Thank you. And we're going to toss it back to Malik and Keely for more information on Halloween.
Wow.
I would be traumatized if I was Sally.
I think
Miss
she's never
Chabuk,
looked
Mama
better.
Mama Chabuk, come on now. You gotta do it better than that. The fuzzy, itchy socks, no.
And the pigtails.
Oh.
I remember my mom doing my hair, just yanking it, tying it. It's just rough. Did your mom do that to your hair too?
Yeah, I had some bad days, but
Yeah.
today's a bad day, but we're moving forward, right? Continuing along, the National Republican Congressional Committee has condemned GOP Representative Steve King after he endorsed a white supremacist candidate in Canada. This goes to a long record of King's coziness to white supremacy, including saying that a foreign group founded by a Nazi would align with the Republican Party if they existed in America. Steve King, who is up for re-election in a statistical tie in his district with Democratic candidate J.D. Scholten. Now that is important to note, considering in the last non-presidential election year, he won the district by a whopping 23 points against the Democratic challenger. But again, he is in a statistical tie.
And as the election is a mere 6 days away, we turn to a story that is getting national attention, but is so close to home.
You may know Dodge City for its infamous history as being home to several Wild West cowboys. What you may not know is that it's also one of the few cities in Kansas with a majority Hispanic population. Recently, the city announced a polling place move outside of town.
Dodge City is home to 27,000 people and 60% are Hispanic immigrants. Weeks before midterm elections, Ford County decided to move its only voting poll closer to the Hispanic population, but outside the city limits a mile away from the nearest bus stop. KU freshman Jeremy Garcia believes politicians are trying to stifle this Hispanic vote, but KU alumni Cale Morrow thinks it's simply an issue of space.
having the majority of the population a minority is scary to some white conservative politicians and people of power.
Construction issue. There's only 2 buildings in town big enough to house the voting population, and one of them is under construction.
In the last non-presidential election, 17 of the 60% Hispanic population voted in Dodge City. That's below the national averages of Hispanic votes, 20%. The county clerk says with 13,000 registered voters, there also aren't enough poll workers in the area to justify adding another polling location in the city.
Now, it's important to add that in Kansas, the average polling station has about 1,200 voters, 1,200 voters that are assigned to it. In comparison, this polling station will have 13,000 voters at this one polling station, which is triple the amount at the average polling station around Kansas. And again, it is a mile outside of the city. This was a decision made by the clerk there, who was in, works with the current Secretary of State, Chris Kobach, who's running for governor. Many people believe it's a ploy to, disrupt the minority vote, to disrupt the Hispanic vote, but we shall see how that works out. And now time for Week in Review.
In a hotly contested election, Brazil elected far-right candidate Jair Bolsonaro, who is admittedly a racist and homophobic. It's important to note that he was stabbed at one point during the campaign. Donald Trump did call to congratulate him. The White House has refused to comment on his beliefs.
The CDC released the leading causes of death for people between the age of 1 and 44, and it is unintentional death. In 2016, the results showed 749 people died in this manner. That's more than cancer and heart disease deaths combined. The most causes of these unintentional deaths are car accidents and unintentional poisons.
Poison.
I don't know. I didn't think that would be at the top, but poison. I mean, unintentional death makes sense, but poison.
Interesting.
People are just out there
Poisoning each other. Huh. Kanye West, who just weeks ago visited the White House, says that he is distancing himself from politics, writing on Twitter that he has been used to spread messages that he does not believe in. Kanye.
Just laughable. We'll continue to move along. Just after a year since Megyn Kelly took the job at NBC, her show has been canceled after controversial comments the host made about blackface. She was signed to a whopping 3-year, $69 million contract. Oh my God, if I had that kind of money, I'd be safe all the way around.
It really would be.
But yes, she is being fired, or not fired, but she's currently working on an exit deal. But she is no longer going to be on air at NBC News.
Yep, that's right.
And make sure you tune in to the 2018 midterm elections. Coverage will be live for you starting at 9:30 to whenever, because you never know how the night's going to end. We'll be live on tv.ku.edu, channel 99 on AT&T UVerse, and channel 31 in Lawrence.
That's right. Stay tuned, because after the commercial break, Malik's going to be eating some Halloween candy.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
And welcome back to Wake Up Call, now to the Halloween festivities that I have no idea about.
That's right. Okay, Malik, close your eyes.
Somehow you know, and everyone knows and I don't know, but okay.
There's a reason you don't know.
I don't like to be
You'll find
scared.
out.
If I'm scared, there's a problem, but I'm ready.
Put your hands over your eyes so you can't peek.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we have some of the most basic Halloween candies, most common. This is probably, you guys see this? Oh yeah, you guys can see that. This is probably the most common Halloween candy. So if Malik doesn't get this, I'm gonna be shocked. Okay, open your mouth and open your mouth and bite. Ew, got your lips all over.
Oh, I know what that is.
What?
My favorite candy bar.
What is it?
A Snicker bar.
Okay, good. That's easy. That one's easy. Okay.
A Snickers bar.
Now we're gonna move to something a little different. I mean, it's a flavor. It's a special flavor, so he might not get this one. if I can ever get it out. Okay, open your mouth. I'll put it in. Are you done chewing?
Uh-huh.
We should have had a palate cleanser between
Or like
each.
a glass of water.
Yeah. Okay, open. I'm just going to throw this in. Open your mouth. Ah, okay. What is it?
I imagine it's an M&M. It's an extra thick M&M, but it doesn't have a peanut in it. So I'm going to say an M&M, an extra big M&M.
Not exactly. That one's a peanut butter filled M&M.
Oh my God, it was an M&M. I got it right. I'm good. I
Should
like
we give him
candy.
this one? All right, no, this is
He deserves a treat.
this is
No.
a dog bone. We won't eat the
Oh,
dog bone.
if you would have pulled that stunt, I don't think I would have been back.
Okay. This one, you can see, but it's also again a different type, not the usual. Let's see if we can, oh great, we can break this one apart. So he doesn't have to bite my fingers. Okay, open your mouth.
Oh my God, what is this? Whoa. I've never had anything like this in my life.
You've never had it. My parents would get huge ones.
Yeah.
Seeds and put them in the freezer and eat the best.
I mean, I would say it's a Kit Kat, but it doesn't feel like a Kit Kat.
It's a big Kit Kat. So
Oh my God, it would feel like a rock or something.
a rock. All right, last one. You guys can see this.
What is it?
Well, I'm gonna put it in your mouth.
You're going to tell us.
Oh no, I'm
Okay.
scared. No, let's no. What is happening?
Open your mouth.
No.
It's just another candy.
Yeah, this
What
one's
is
this
it?
is one of the best ones.
You're gonna have to guess. It's not a dog bone. Okay.
Oh, a fruit snack.
Fruit snack?
Yeah. A gummy bear.
No, not exactly. That was fiber gummy vitamins. So
Oh, I guess I need my vitamins.
You got to get your
you're good.
vitamins.
You are good to go. No more vitamins for you.
Wow, how did I do? I only missed one.
Yeah, you didn't do too bad.
This feels like a rock or something. It's not
It's
like
pretty big.
Look how pretty that is.
Very delicious.
Very
Yeah.
delicious.
Wow. Well, that's gross. It has the flavor at first, but then it loses it, unlike a fruit snack or something.
Yeah, sorry, not a fruit snack.
Not a fruit snack, but yeah.
You did
Plans for
good.
Halloween?
As of right now, trick-or-treating with Alpha later
Oh,
in
good
Overland
stuff.
Park. We're going to go and help.
Alpha! Alpha's lazy. He's on the
He's
floor.
taking a big nap.
All right.
What are your
well,
plans?
My plans are stay at home,
Study.
try to get some stuff done. So then Thursday when I wake up, I'm not as
Do either of you have a
stretched out.
midterm on Thursday?
I do
Teachers are
not.
doing
Tomorrow?
that.
A
That's
lot of
rude.
teachers are doing
Are they
that.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you? I've never heard of that before.
Yeah. Well, for Halloween right now, I'm gonna read I Come Bearing Good News because we obviously need our positive news and
Of course
Wake
we
up
do.
call.
What are you doing for Halloween?
studying.
Studying, not
yeah.
going out? Oh.
No, maybe going to hot yoga if I can make it in time.
The sumo's not making it out tonight.
It's not.
Sadly.
The residents of the London Zoo got to celebrate Halloween a bit early this year. The giraffes, monkeys, squirrels, and gorillas all got the chance to celebrate when hollowed out pumpkins were filled with healthy treats. Isn't that cute? I'm sure the animals had no idea what was going on. They were just getting a good snack, but it must have been cute for the kids to see as well. So
How did they hollow out the pumpkins without?
you carve a pumpkin. Like you take out the middle and then they just put treats in.
Oh, I better not say anything about carving. My mom make it on me for
Yeah,
that.
she really will.
Oh, we're just going to jump off of that, but no, that's very cool. Final weather, Sally.
Final weather, we're going to start with the extended forecast. And you can see that on Friday, there's going to be the incoming clouds, and it's going to drop from 58 to 34 degrees. It'll warm up a little bit with the same temperatures of the cloud cover that's going to be sinking in on Saturday. So there's going to be breaking sunshine through the clouds, but it's going to be a loud overcast of cloud covers of 97% of the sky covered and having incoming showers. The humidity will build up and the dew point and the temperature will meet the right temperature for the relative humidity to reach 100% in order for it to provide some storms. But it is very likely that the storms will pass Lawrence and just further build up in Kansas City like it's used to. And then on Sunday, there's going to be the passing showers in the morning to clear out. And Monday, it's going to be a such a Monday that it's just going to be very gloomy and cloudy.
Such a Monday.
Oh.
Such a Monday.
What a way to
Some
describe
sunshine.
it. My uncle's going to be up here this weekend, so I hope that forecast about showers
Yeah.
on Saturday is false, but I know you wouldn't do us like that.
Yeah, my dad's gonna be here as well, so we might have to call the clouds and tell them to just hold off
Hold
until
off Sunday morning.
until
we
the
can have
dads
that.
head out.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, well, that is all we have for you guys at Wake Up Call. I'm Keely McCormick.
I'm Sally Chabuk.
And I'm Malik Jackson. Thank you for tuning in today. We'll see you right back here next Wednesday at 9 a.m.